I just got back from Atlanta. It was 107 degrees Fahrenheit. Hottest weather. The worst thing is everyone comes up to me and they go, well, you must be used to this being from Africa. And no, I'm not. I'm from Africa, but that shit is hot. That was just, no. I was scared to go jogging because I thought if I ran out in the streets and fainted, wouldn't the local news love that? I'd be running and I'd fall down in the heat. They would have their vans reporting live. They'd be standing there going, so hot in Atlanta, even Africans are fainting. So I'm enjoying this. Really happy to be here, you know. This is going to be good for us, I hope. I say I hope because I never know with stand-up comedy. It's just, you know, it's an awkward experience, I find. I'm always nervous. I find comedy is very similar to sex for me. Well, it's exactly like sex when you think about it. With me, the comedian, playing the role of the man, and you, the audience, the role of the woman. Because it's my job to satisfy you. And you just have to sit there. And then, just like sex, my success or failure will somehow be determined by how much noise you make during my performance. Which makes it a one-sided affair, I feel, you know? Yeah, I mean, maybe you're the quiet type. I hope we have magic tonight. I hope we create something wonderful. I mean, for many of us, it's our first time together, and that means it might be awkward. I understand this. And if that's the case, I want you to know that I'll look into your eyes, I'll see that I'm freaking you out, and I'll stop. I'll stop, and I'll flip you back over, and we'll go back to the simple stuff. Okay? I've been in America for a few months now, and I'm really just thrown by the place. It's not what I expected at all. Different from the brochures and the pamphlets. There's many assumptions I had about America before I came here, and I've come to learn that those were wrong. For one, I just assumed people spoke English here. It's far from it. It's not, you know what, it's not so much the language, so much as the pronunciation of words that throws me off. It's just what Americans have done with the language. You guys have just, wow, you've done something. You've put 22s on the English language. You've got rims that says, pimp my language. That's what you've gone with, you know? I don't understand. I was chatting to this woman downtown the other day. She came up to me and she wanted me to see something. I don't know what, though. She was like, oh my God, look over there. I said, look over what? She's like, over there. Look at that her. And I said, her? She's like, no, her. There's two of them? I understand nothing, even the small words, just the pronunciation, you know, small things that get you by. For instance, I pronounce the opposites of uncle as aunt. I say my aunt. Out here, you say my aunt, which to me is an insect, which made me look like an ass when my friend told me his aunt died. And I was like, so what? There's tons of those out there. This is madness. Everything out here is different. Do you know how hard it is to learn when you come out here? You have to change everything. There's the measurement system, which is just, I mean, America, you guys have your own thing, the imperial system, you know? On my side of the world, we use the metric system, and by my side, I mean the rest of the world, you know? We have the metric system, which is, amongst other things, very efficient. It's a very simple process. You know, everything goes into each other. And out here, you have imperial, which is fine. I mean, I won't judge you. If you want to be imaginary, that's up to you. But I just feel like there's some consistency that's needed. Small things. Like, for instance, when we abbreviate our small measurement, milligrams, we use mg. Milligrams. Mg. Milligrams. And you guys have ounces. Ounces, which you then abbreviate OZ. There's no Z in the word, ounces. I don't know. That's pale in comparison to what you've done with pounds. That for me, please explain to me how the abbreviation for pounds became LBS. LB pounds. I look like the idiot walking into the store going, could I please have the 2 labs bag of sugar? Guy was like, you mean pounds? I said, I don't see the P, no, I don't. So, well, it means pounds. It's not LBS. A lot of bullshit. That's what it stands for.
Fascination with languages, your ability to pick up languages, you're always studying languages. What's it like to be in a country that has so many languages?
It's been great. I think what's been fun is realizing that a lot of people in India don't understand a lot of people in India when they speak Indian languages. So that's similar to South Africa. So I've enjoyed that. So what it does is it inspires you to then learn languages. You know, in many countries, because there's a dominant language and there is the idea of what the language is, if you don't speak it, you're an outlier. Mm-hmm. If you can't speak it, you're considered as not as smart or as inferior. And yet in India, everybody is always under the impression that there is another language that they need to learn. And I like that. I think everyone should have that idea. So, you know, that's just, I think, an added element. Maybe it even contributes to how people see the world of computing, cybersecurity, coding, etc. Because these are languages.
Right, that's true.
You're learning how to communicate, whether it's in the world of AI or machine learning. You're learning a language. You're learning how to speak to a computer and learning what the computer understands from you. You're learning what the program understands and how you need to communicate with it better. And so maybe that's part of why it's becoming such a powerhouse, is because there's an innate understanding of the idea that somebody else may speak a different language. It actually made me wonder what part of India or what part of the business you think India will begin to drive. Because obviously for a long time, there's a part of America, you know, that has driven computing in the world.
Right.
And I wondered if, from your perspective, you've seen something that may be burgeoning in India where you go, I wouldn't be shocked if in 10, 20, whatever years, this part of where we see tech will almost be driven by India.
One of the really interesting things that I think has happened here is the creation of this so-called India stack, India tech stack. And there are certain parts of technology, things like payment systems, things like healthcare, that in many countries, I don't think governments really want to entrust to the private sector, especially, say, governments in Europe, some governments around the Pacific. And India has created this with open source code in a way that makes it, as they call it, a digital public good. And it won't surprise me if that spreads. They've made it work at a scale that I don't think anybody previously had even dared to imagine, both in the percentage of people who are using it and in the number of people, literally hundreds of millions of people. So having conquered that here, I think that will move around the world. And I don't know that it'll reach everywhere. I don't think we'll see it in the United States. I don't think we'll see it in countries that are really comfortable with, say, private sector-based healthcare.
Right.
But if you want your healthcare to be provided by the public sector, then maybe you want the data to be provided by the public sector in that way as well.
Any questions? What is my favorite what? What is my favorite kind of chair? Who said that? So, I will answer your question, but first, I would like to know from you, where do you get your weed? That is one of the wildest questions any human being has ever asked me in my entire life. Are you saying like rocking chair or office chair? What are you looking for from me? I'm so intrigued by you right now. Like a rocking chair, or that's literally what you were asking me. Yo, those brownies are dope. Like, what kind of chair does he like? Like, I just want to know. I do like rocking chairs. My favorite chair is a swinging chair. Any chair that's suspended on like a chain and then swings. I like, but not a bench, the chair. Like, you know, it's just like you in the chair and then it swings. I like those, but I also like rocking. Any chair that moves when it's supposed to move is my favorite kind of chair. Yes. All the others I do not pay much attention to. But now that we've had this conversation, everywhere I sit from now on, I will think of you. What is your name? Oh, K-H-U-S-H-I, Kushi. I'll think every single time I sit. I will think of Kushi now. Did you say something?
Did you get a house yet?
Did I get a house yet? No, I didn't. Thank you for asking. Thank you, I didn't. No, I sold my place a while ago thinking I would then move to another place, and then interest rates did a thing, and then people were like, we don't want to sell our houses. And then I was like, but I sold mine. And they were like, well, that's your problem. And then I've been looking for houses ever since. It's weird, man. Looking for houses, you know what, like, it's like another market. Just the whole thing feels like scammy, you know? It just feels scammy. It's made me, I've been doing it for so long that I question everything now. Even the concept of home ownership. Because in America, like, the dream they'll sell you, they're like, you want to own your home. And you're like, why? And they're like, because this is your wealth. They go, this is the financially savvy thing to do. But then when you look at the numbers, you're like, why does it feel like I pay more than if I rent? And they're like, yeah, don't worry about that. This is the better one. Because if you rent, you waste money. You pay every month. But if you own it, you pay every month. And when things break, you have to fix it. And you can never leave unless somebody wants to take it from you. But they don't. They do not. What's real estate like in Seattle? Is it, Yeah, see, all of you are just like, yeah, good luck living anywhere. You'll sell me your house? I love how quickly you said that. You're like, I'll sell you my house. I'll sell you my house. That's the weird thing with real estate. You don't want anybody's house if they're selling it. No, nobody wants to sell a good house. That's the weird thing, like, right? Real estate is almost like relationships. You don't want someone if they're single. You're like, what's wrong with you? What's the deal? I'm single. Yeah, what's your problem? Huh? You got termites? Huh? Where is your house, ma'am? North Capitol Hill. Oh, you've got fans. Are you actually selling? Yeah. How quickly things changed. I showed a little interest and you started thinking about it. It's a weird one. Really, all of it is like, I just find it weird. You know? It's like, there's like an older generation that just bought the houses for nothing. And then now the younger generation is like, we can't buy the houses. We don't make enough money. Do you remember the game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? That was an evil cackle. If you're young, I get why you laughed like that. If you're old, you're evil. Because I was like, no one can afford it. And that person was like, ha 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 ha! My plan has worked. Screw you, Gen Z. People always give Gen Z shit for not wanting to work, but I'm like, but why would you want to work if there's nothing to work for? Do you know what I mean? Like, what's the point of like grinding away if there's literally nothing? Because before you'd be like, I work hard so that I can put a roof over this family's heads. And then now it's like, I work hard so that I can't do anything. How would you do it? Like, how old are you, sir? 14. You will never buy a house. It's finished for you. Is this your mom? You just have to wait for her to die. That's it. That's your only hope. Do you have any siblings? You've got one, older, younger? Younger. Oh yeah, so it's you. You're gonna be the first one. She looks like she loves you. She looks at you like she loves you. You realize in like 4 or 5 years, that look's gonna change. What's your name? Jack? Yeah, she's gonna be like, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back. And then you're gonna have to go look for a house, Jack. You won't find one, Jack. And then your mom's gonna be like, I worked and I got this house, you can do it too, but you can't, Jack, she's lying to you. So you came with your mom to a show? That's super cool, man. Good for you, good for you. Hi, mom. Did you bring him or did he bring you? Wait, oh,
She said, of course I brought him because he doesn't have any money. Damn, Jack, you got burned. I want to live in your house, Jack. You got a mom roasting you like that? Oh, man. Oh, damn, I can't imagine your life, Jack. Just walking around. People are like, oh, where's your house, Jack? She's like, oh, he doesn't have one. He lives with me, broke little bitch. No, it's good, Jack. It'll toughen you up. It'll toughen you up. Do you own the house, Mom? You do. Congratulations. So are you going to hand it down to them? Wow, she paused. Damn. Damn, Jack. She was like, Damn, Jack. Say again? He wants to live in LA. Jack, you will not get a house, Jack. What are you not understanding, Jack? Why do you want to live in LA, Jack? You also want to live in San Francisco. Jack, do you ever go on Zillow and see what's happening in these places? Shit is real in these streets, Jack. You like picking dream location. You know there used to be a game show called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Jack? And that game show was successful because people were like, if you're a millionaire, you can do things. You know why that game show doesn't exist anymore, Jack? Because a million doesn't do shit, Jack. Nothing, Jack. You want to live in San Francisco and LA? In a house, Jack? What are you going to do for a living, Jack? You want to play professional basketball? Okay, that's the right idea. That is the right idea, Jack. What position do you play? I don't know basketball very well. What would you play as? Point guard. All right, so that's passing and shooting. Okay, that's good. That's good. No, that's very good. As a white kid, you must know what you're going to be doing. It'll save you stress in the long run. Because there was a generation of white guys that really got caught off guard. You know, no pun intended, but they were like, I want to be the big man. And then Shaq was like, do you know? So are you really good? Oh, Mom says you're really good. Okay, she didn't roast you there. All right. No, really. She was like, How long have you been playing for? That's a good question. A few years or many years? Since you were 2 years old. Okay, I believe in you, Jack. I believe in you. You go and you do your best. You crush it. I mean it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Live your dream. What's the worst that can happen? Maybe you don't make it into the NBA. Maybe you play in another league. You play like in Europe. Some of the leagues are growing. Things are getting better, right? So you can play in other places. You can even come back. Look at Wembanyama. He got drafted. He wasn't even in like the lower leagues in America. So you can just come at any time. So don't let anybody tell you can't follow your dreams. You can go. You can crush it in the NBA. And even if you don't worry. You still weren't going to get a house, Jack. So nothing changes, Jack.
What do you love about India? I love many things about India. I went for the first time this year, and it was amazing. You know what I love about India is that it exceeds so many of the expectations that people have put on it unfairly. You know, people like, oh, India, oh, it's really shit, and it smells everywhere, and it's like, no, there are parts of India that are not great. Many parts of India that are beautiful, developing, growing, some of the best food you will ever have in your life, some of the richest history you will engage in. India is phenomenal. I will say this, what I didn't love about India, because I wasn't prepared, is that I'll warn you, I'll tell you something no one told me before I went to India, and that is, any idea you have of your personal space, just let it go. Just let it go. Doesn't matter what country you're from, personal, just let it go. Relearn it. Yeah, because India truly makes you grapple with the idea of where do I begin and where does someone end. It's a spiritual place. I've never been to a country that is so packed in my entire life. It is packed in India.
Like, we throw around 1.5 billion people. Oh, they've got 1 billion. No, they've got 1 billion, like 1 billion, like they've got 1.5 billion people. India's no joke. No joke. And it's everywhere. Everywhere. It's people everywhere. Cars everywhere. You've never seen traffic until you've gone to India. Like, here, people are like, oh, the traffic's really bad today. This wasn't traffic. This wasn't traffic, London. This still had hope. Yo, India's no joke. No joke. You just sit in the car, you don't move, nothing. You're just like there, and then a cow overtakes you. She's like, was that a cow? Yo, India's on another level. Everyone beeping. No one moves though. No one moves. I don't even know why the people are beeping. Everyone's just stationary like beep 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 beep. It's so much honking that honking doesn't mean anything. It's just honk beep 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 beep. Like if you cross the street, you get hit. Ah, beep 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 beep. It's crazy. There's chaos. You're driving. We were on the highway. I'll never forget this. We're on the highway. Do you understand what a highway is? You know what a highway is? Yeah? The road where we all drive in the same direction. Someone made a U-turn. Highway. They made a U-turn and then just drove. The traffic wasn't really moving. And then they clearly were just like, well, I don't want to do this anymore. And they turned around and they drove against the traffic. We were in the car panicking. We're like, yo, what is he doing? And then the driver, he was like, he's going the other way. And we were there like, yeah, stupid us. I mean, of course he is. So sorry. India was wild. India was wild. Yo, if you know how to drive in India, you know how to drive anywhere. The cars are coming at you, all directions. The lines don't mean anything. Road markings mean nothing. Traffic lights are just a suggestion. I had to like re-acclimatize myself with all of this. Like here in London, I'm the only idiot like crossing the street when it's red. Everyone looking at me like, what are you doing? The colors. I'm like, yeah, I was in India. India, those colors mean nothing. It's almost like they saw the lights in other countries and they came back and they're like, we have to build traffic lights. It's like, okay, what are they for? I don't know, but it makes the intersection diverse. What do they understand? Yo, India was wild. London, let me tell you something now. India was what I've never been in a place like India in my entire life. This is how close the cars were. This is how close. Right? The cars, everybody is playing a game of chicken. Everyone. Every car is an inch away from another car. Every single car, an inch away from the other car, an inch away from the other. Like everyone is almost touching, almost. I didn't realize how close each car was until I was on a FaceTime with a friend of mine. He calls me, he's like, yo man, how's India, what's happening? We're chatting. And then he goes, oh well, at least you're making friends. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, who's your friend? I was like, what are you talking about? And then you know how on FaceTime, your picture's small, right? Yes. I blow up my picture when he's seeing. And then I realized that there was a bus that was so close to us. It was so close to our van that there was a guy in the bus who was just in my FaceTime the whole time. I've never seen anything like it. Yo, India is rock and roll, people. India is truly rock and roll. All space, personal. We were at the Taj Mahal. But the Taj Mahal, right? I'll never forget this. We're at the Taj Mahal. And it's one of the most beautiful places. If you ever get a chance, go see it. It is a wonder of the world. We're standing in a line because they have a ton of security in India at public places because of the terrorist attacks that happened years ago, right? Same thing in London and Paris, etc. And so you in India, you'll stand in a line divided into men and women. And then what happens is when you get to the end of that line, there's a metal detector, and then on the other side there's a little podium that you have to stand on, and then there'll be like a man in military fatigues, and they'll wand you down with another metal detector, and then they search you. Very thorough, very thorough. So we're standing in these lines, men, women, standing there lined up. And we're lined up the way you normally line up, right? And it's my friend, and then it's me, right? And I'm close enough to my friend that like I could whisper to him. He couldn't fall without touching me. Like it's general rules of engagement, right? And so we're moving forward. We get to the metal detector. In India, you have to stand in it and wait for a moment, and then you step through. He gets into the metal detector. I'm behind him. I turn to say something to our friend who's in the women's line. I turn back. There is now an Indian man who is in the gap that I didn't know existed. between me and my friend. My brain didn't understand what was going on because I turned and I came. Now my friend was Indian, like in a second. You know, sometimes the human brain doesn't compute quickly enough. So I came back and I was like, what? And this guy wasn't even being a dick, by the way. He didn't like push in. He wasn't mean. It was like clearly a cultural shift. Like I was going, he like took my space. He was like, there was so much space. Clearly this guy didn't want to be in it. And he just slid in there and he stood. And he was just there. He was just like, I was so shocked at his magical appearance that I gasped. Like I literally, audibly gasped. I was standing there and he got in and I was like, oh! And I think in that gasp, I created more space because two other Indian men slotted in between us. Yo, London, I have never seen anything like this in my life. Like in the space of one, there were four. Like literally, all of us, all touching. We're like connected as human beings. Like our breathing was synced. I could feel all of our heartbeats at the same time. I've never been that close to other men in my entire life. Ever. If I was in Uganda, I would have been arrested. Let me tell you something. Choke. That was wild. Like I could see why they didn't have a line for women. If there was a woman in that line with me, she would have been pregnant. There's nothing we could have done. It's like it would just be. You just get to the other side and be like, all right, what do we name it? Nice meeting you. Nice meeting you. India was wild, so you're in the line. So now I don't want to get left behind again. I don't want more people. I don't want to lose my space. So my friend goes through. I'm waiting for each Indian guy to go through. Now I'm uptight. I'm like, I'm not losing anything. I'm like holding on. I'm holding on. I get into the metal detector, get out on the other side. And you climb up on these little stairs onto the podium, and then the guy wands me down, and then he starts searching. And when I say searching, I mean searching. Not this like play thing that our security does on this side of the world. You know, like here when they pat you down, they just do that. Like this, you know? It's like that. No. In India, when they search you, they squeeze. Every part of your body, they squeeze it. That starts at your shoes, pressing down. I'm like, what kind of gun could fit above my toes? Squeeze it, comes up, squeeze the ankle, started coming up my car, squeezing every inch of me. So I was like, if I have a gun or cancer, this man will find it. Squeeze all the way. And then I was fine until he got above my knee. I was like, okay, now it's a little, do you know what I mean? Because like everything below the knee is business, and then above the knee, I mean, you start catching feelings. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because like he's like squeezing, and he starts coming up my leg, and I'm a little ticklish, and I'm like, whoa. Like he's squeezing me like even like a close lover hasn't squeezed me. Coming up my thigh. There was a point where my penis was like, yo, what's going on here, man? What's happening? And I was like, no, it's not what you think. It's not what you think. He's like, what are you doing? I thought you were going to the Taj Mahal. I was like, I am in the Taj Mahal. Are you doing this without me, Trevor? I was like, I swear to God, I'm not. I swear to God. I'm coming out. Like, you don't come out now. Don't come out now. This has nothing to do with you. Don't come out now. I promise it's not what you think. I'm like, okay, but I feel like it's happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. This guy's squeezing my leg. He's coming up my leg the whole way, squeezing. And then he comes up my thigh. And then at some point his hand is in this crack here, like in this, you know what I'm saying, like deep in there. He's like up there and he's cradling all of it. He's holding me tight. And you know, like the gap, like just before the business begins, you know what I mean? And he's in there and he's holding my leg. And I'll never forget this moment, never till I die. He's holding my leg and he looks up at me. And he looks up at me from a position where he should have no power. He should have none whatsoever, and yet somehow he's managed to maintain all of it. And he looks up at me and he's like, where from? I said, what? And he's like, where from? I was like, I think it's from my father, technically. Is that how genetics work? I don't know. I think it's... He's like, what? No, you, where from? You, where from? I was like, oh, where am I from? South Africa. Okay. And then he moves to the other leg and squeezed it all the way down. Let me tell you something, London. I have thought about that man almost every night since then.
the way he touched me, the way he talked to me, the question, like, why that question? Why then? And I was like, was there a wrong answer? Like, was South Africa the only reason? Like I keep thinking, I'm like, was I this good? Like, I always imagine him just like coming up my leg and getting it. He's like, where from? Where from? And like, I mean, I was like, Pakistan. He'd be like, ah! Yo, man, London, you guys are doing so much fun tonight. Thank you for coming out. I had such a great time with all of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming out again. Good night, y'all.
Did you have fun? Oh, this is amazing. Thank you for coming with me.
I'm glad to be here, man. This was my dream. My dream was to come to America, you know, not for a job or money or anything. I've got a great life back home. I always came here because I wanted one thing, and that is I always wanted to be black. I grew up in South Africa during a time known as apartheid. And for those who don't know, apartheid was a law in the country that made it illegal for black and white people to mix, which was awkward for me because I grew up in a mixed family. Well, with me being the mixed one in the family. My mother's a black woman, South African, and my father's Swiss, from Switzerland. So he was a white man. And, well, he still is. It's not like he changed. I say that like through hard work and determination, he became black. No, that did not happen. And sir, you're fine. I see the white guy going, is that part? No, it's not possible. You are fine, sir. He's still very white, very white. And so they got together, my parents, black mom, white dad, which was against the law, but they didn't care. They were mavericks, you know? Yeah, my mom was like, woo, I don't care, I want a white man, woo! And my dad was also, well, you know how the Swiss love chocolate, you know? So he was just, he was in there. And so they got together, and they had me, which was illegal. So I was born a crime. Which is something they never thought through, because as a family, we didn't live together normally. Like in the streets, my father had to walk on the other side of the road, and he could just wave at me from far, like a creepy pedophile. So my mom could walk with me, but if the police showed up, she'd have to let go and act like I wasn't hers every time. Like, woo! Like, it's not mine, it's not mine. Felt like a bag of weed. And one fateful day, you know, because I was never given a race, I was never called black, never called white, I had the privilege of meeting an American, and he said to me, well, you know, Trevor, it's funny you say that, because if you come out to America, they'll label you as black. I said, really? He said, hell yeah. Everybody's black out there. I was like, well, I want to be black. Yeah. I bought myself a plane ticket because I found out it's true. Mixed race people are categorized as black in America. Yeah, the only catch is you have to be successful first. Before that, they call you mixed, achieve success, and you get upgraded to black. All the famous mixed people have done it. Singers like Alicia Keys and Mariah Carey, mixed, but they say black, right? Tiger Woods, mixed, but they say black golfer. The most famous mixed person on the planet, Barack Obama, mixed, half and half, but you say your first black president. When he was running, he was the mixed candidate. Now it seems obvious. People are like, yeah, he won. Back then, nobody believed he would win. I remember comedians dissing him. They'd come up and be like, how many of y'all seen that mixed race fool run for president? Y'all seen that crazy-ass mixed fool? How some mixed fool gonna come in? Even a black man can't win. This mixed fool thing gonna win. He gonna win. Ain't no mixed fool. I ain't seen no mixed fool coming out here winning in the United States. That mixed fool, that mixed fool. And then he won, and all of a sudden they were like, my So I see. And I wanted black. So I bought myself a plane ticket. Yeah, 18 hours of flying, that's what I had to sit through. 18 hours of non-stop flying. I didn't sleep a wink. I sat on that plane and I watched every single black American movie and TV show I could find just so I could practice being black. I was not gonna mess up that black opportunity. I just sat there like a madman in my chair, just like watching movies, practicing. Yeah, yeah, you know what I mean, you know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. Oh, you laugh, but I landed in Miami and I was fluent in my black American. For shizzle my nizzle, I was just, yeah. I was so black, I was even laughing black. I was like, ha, ha, ha. Yeah, my man. I was super black. Till some guy came up to me and was like, oh yeah, papi. Ya llegamos, eh? 18 hours of flying and I still wasn't black. I was Puerto Rican.
But the pilots are calm, they cool. You know, you get into the air, they start making useless announcements that you don't even care about, you know, just to give you that feeling that he knows what he's doing. You get up there as the seatbelt lights go, boom. Ladies and gentlemen, as you may have noticed, we've reached our cruising altitude. Currently sitting at 23,000 feet above sea level, cruising at about 720 kilometers an hour in this Boeing 737, one of our favorite planes in the Starflight Alliance fleet. It's a beautiful sunny day up here. We might encounter a few bumps, but nothing too hectic. The cabin crew will be taking care of you. In the front, we've got Esmeralda and Jonathan. In the rear, Simon, Dupitseng, and Ferrer. I'll be taking care of you. And if you need anything, don't hesitate to call. I'll let you know once we've begun our descent. Until then, please enjoy your flight. Thank you. Dun dun. You're like, oh yeah, pilot. Yo, my guy, pilot. It's cool. It's cool. I just don't like the fact that they never let you know when something's gone wrong. It freaks me out because they trained to keep you calm no matter what's going on. And I noticed this because we hit turbulence. Coming into Joburg, there were hectic storms, and the plane started shaking, and you know, it wasn't like the calm turbulence. You know, it's that turbulence where people, you know, the knuckles get white when they're holding their, you know, and because you know, people try and act natural in the plane, they'll be like, and then they get to a point where they're like, you know, when that point comes, and like everyone is panicking, except the air hostesses. They're amazing. I love how they do it, you know? Like you'll hit the turbulence, be like, things are falling, the bags are hitting the sides of the compartments, people are panicking, and except they just move through naturally. It's freaky. It's almost like the lower half is not connected to the upper body, because they'll just carry on, they'll be like, yes, you guys, would you guys like some coffee? Yeah, okay. There you go. Be careful, it's hot. Thank you. Right then. Anything for you, sir? Yeah, okay. Okay then, just pass me a apple juice, all right, thank you very much. There you go. Would you like some ice? No ice, thank you. You know how they do it. And then the pilot has the nerve to come on in the middle of the biggest storm ever. The plane is shaking, the wings are tilting slightly upwards. You think you're gonna die. It's like, people are screaming. It's like, boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we've encountered some slight turbulence. We'll ask that everyone return to their seats at this point and refrain from using the lavatories. Please note we will be flying at a high altitude to try and alleviate the problem. Also, keep your seatbelts fastened, and no hot drinks will be served at this time for your safety. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you in a moment once we've gotten out of this bumpy patch. Speak to you in a moment. That moment might never come. He doesn't tell you this. When the nationwide flight lost an engine, the pilot said nothing. There, it just fell. Quiet. I don't want a pilot like that. I want someone who lets me know. I want to know before I'm going to die. I want to know. I want to say a prayer or two. I want to prepare myself, you know? I want to forgive everyone that I hate in the world. Give me a chance. Give me a chance. But they don't, pilots. No, they don't. I bet people who die in plane crashes don't even know they've died. It must be the worst feeling in the world. There's like a whole bunch of confused people popping into heaven like, poof. I swear these airports change all the time. I never know where to go. I'm like, are we in heaven? Oh, wow, I can't believe we made it, hey? I can't believe, wow, this is amazing. And there's St. Peter at the gates, and he's like, come forward, please, come forward. Come forward. She's like, who you? I'm St. Peter. How about you? Yeah, I know, many people are shocked. Just come. I get that all the time. Just come. No, I just thought that, no, don't worry, just come, please. Just wait till you see Jesus. Come. I don't want that. I want someone to let me know when I'm gonna die. Like taxi drivers. There's no person who dies in a taxi not knowing that they've died. Just before the crash, taxi driver will be like, yo! People walking into heaven like, yo, dead. Dead. Yeah, no, Shonile, we're dead. Gone. Ay. They know. Sometimes they survive the crash, but they still think they did. They're walking on the pavement, dead. You're dead. But luckily we did land safely in Johannesburg. We landed safely and everyone clapped when the plane landed. Yay! Clapped and walked into the airport terminal building. And that's the point when you realize you're back in South Africa. When you're flying, it's international. And then when you land at any of our airports
And if you listen carefully, you realize that you're back. Like South Africa, once again, the world went there. Then we were like, no, going. I will find just that side. Because all over the world, they conform to a norm, and that is in airports, women make announcements. It's always a woman, always. And she's always calm, always monotone. Always come over that system. She sits in a room quietly. They bring her the pages one by one. You can be in Heathrow, for instance. You'll hear that woman come on the system. Doom, doom. Attention all passengers. Please note this is an airport announcement. No passengers are permitted to leave any items unattended, as this may be seen as a security risk. Any unattended luggage will be removed by security and destroyed. Thank you. Dun, dun. Everywhere in the world, even if you go to like non-English speaking countries, they still conform to that norm. You know, you go to places like China where you wouldn't expect it, you know? You think, I see some of you probably think they'll be like, no, don't even laugh, that's racist, don't even laugh. No, that's racist, you don't even laugh. But they're not. They calm. It's a woman, still the same. She's just another language. She'll come on the piano and be like, dum dum. 才个是那些，从早考个一学的，跑个一学的，不得去些哎为他个一些，从早考的一次，谢谢你，dum dum. And you know they've conformed. And then you land in South Africa. And you know you've landed. You know that you're back home when you walk into the airport terminal building. You walk in, and I don't even know if they audition the people who do it. No. It's almost like whoever's closest to the mic gets to do it first, you know? It's the craziest thing. Luckily, 99% of the time it's a woman, but she'll come on. It's the craziest thing ever. As you walk in, she'll come and be like, dum dum. Attention all passengers. Attention all passengers. Hello, I'm talking to you. Hello. Yeah, all the people is like Kula.com, the plane is delayed. The plane was going on 2, it's going on 3. Yeah, all the people must just take a ticket for that one. You're going to have a problem, nah? Just take on that. If your ticket says 2, then it's going to be 3, nah? Then you mustn't complain when the plane is not there, because then I need to tell you now, then you must just phone the people that are coming to pick you up, must tell them, yo, I think my plane is changed. It's not. And then they start speaking to people in the background. They don't even turn off their mic. All they must just tell the people they are, but tell you things, I want to play a cold drink. I need to jelly in a cold drink. Yeah, I need no niggas, I need to jelly. Yeah, it's chicken. Yeah. I'm funny drumstick, I'm funny press. It's drumstick, yeah. I'm funny drumstick. Okay, yes, I guess 7. Okay, all the people is like one time, the gate is changed. It's not D2, it's C15. It's not D2, it's C15. If you can go to D2, you can find nothing. Yeah? Okay, bye-bye. But I need to change. No, hey there, thanks for watching. Now, all I need you to do is click on that little circle on your screen. Yeah, that one. Oh, yeah, just like that. Hold on. Yeah, click. White people have a very different relationship with the police. I was trying to explain this to my friend Dave. You know, when we're hanging out, he's like, dude, what is it with black people and police? I'm like, it's not that black people don't like the police or hate the police. It's just that we have a tumultuous history with the police. One day we were driving on the highway, and the police car pulled up behind us. And I got tense. I just got really tense. And he's like, dude, what's going on? I said, the police are behind us. And he was like, yeah, and? Did you do anything wrong? I said, that's not the point. Because it really isn't. For white people, that is the point. The police will send you to jail if you do something wrong. As a black person, you have a different relationship. The police may send you to jail just because. I know this because I was driving. I got pulled over by the police for the first time in my life in America. And already I'm not very comfortable when driving in the United States, you know. Not because of the other side of the road, but because of the other side of the car. I'm not used to that. You know, I always get into the car on the wrong side. I'll be shopping, and I'll come back to my car confidently, and I'll jump inside and put the things down, and then I'm like, And then instead of getting out, I sit there. I always just sit there. Because I always think somebody's watching me, so I just sit there. And I act like I planned it all. Like, where is my driver?
Where's my driver? He should have been here by now. Where's my... Oh, well, I guess I'll drive myself. I don't know why I do that. I'm not comfortable. But you have to drive in Los Angeles. So I had a little rental car, and I'm driving on the freeway, and this police car pulls up behind me, and he drives behind me for a little bit, and then he flashes his lights. And I was like, oh, he probably wants to go past. And so I moved over to the middle lane, and then he came with me. And he flashed his lights again, and I was like, oh, come on, just go past me, man, just go past me. And I went back to the fast lane. He came back with me, and he just flashed lights, and this time he's like, whoop, 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 whoop. And I was like, yeah, go past, you keep doing with me, go past. Because I didn't think he was stopping me. I thought it was basically the vehicular equivalent of that moment on the sidewalk when you both don't know which way to go. I thought we were doing that with our cars, like, I thought that was happening. And clearly he thought that I was evading him in the most polite manner ever. Because he gets irritated and he's like, pull on the side of the road, pull on the side of the road. Now, I couldn't hear what the hell he was saying. I'm not gonna, which I think is part of the problem. I don't think it's fair that police have speakers on their cars and we don't. I think this is a recipe for disaster. That's the first step in mending relationships, is communication, people. I don't know what the hell that guy was saying, but I couldn't tell him. He was like, pull on the side of the road, come front, side of the road. If I had a speaker, I would have had the ability to be like, sir, I cannot hear what you're saying. Enunciate your words, please. Enunciate your words. Speak clearly. I said, pull on the side of the road, side of the road. No, use your words, buddy. Use your words. Talk to me. Talk to me, what do you need? Pull over, pull over. I'll be like, okay, I will be pulling over right now, thank you very much. Like, it would be more effective. But I didn't know, so I'm then, he's like, pull over, I'm like, I don't know what the hell you want to do. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, pull over. And I panicked, and so I stopped. I pulled over right there where I was on the freeway, which apparently you're not supposed to do. I didn't know this, because I just know that police tell me to do something, I do it. So he said, pull over, and then I stopped. And then he was like, don't pull over there. Then I was like, well, you should have been more specific. You can't tell me to pull over, and then tell me to not pull over. You should have said pull over at a time that is more appropriate. You can't just tell. Now I'm panicking. He's like, get back into the road. I'm like, this guy does not know what he wants. I'm going back. Now I'm back in the road. And then he's like, take the next exit. And now we're driving. And now he's guiding me along. It's like I had a really angry GPS. It was the weirdest thing ever. And so like he's driving me like, make a right at the lights, make a right. It's like I chose angry cop on my ways. That's what it felt like. He's like, turn left. Oh, no, I said left, turn left. No, recalculating. When it is safe, Mickey.
Good times, man. Good times in South Africa. We're back. I've been gone for 2 years. What the hell have you people done with the place? What on earth have you done with the place? Shit is upside down. Julius is skinny, people. Don't laugh. What happened to my juju? What happened to my juju? I felt like a mom seeing her child skinny. Ooh, Julius, and then? What happened? Did they take your land and your stomach? Oh no, my baby. Guys, what happened to Julius Malema? When I saw him, I honestly didn't know who it was. I saw this young, slender guy, thin face, but the same voice. We are going. Now the voice doesn't match the face anymore. It's almost like he's a ventriloquist of himself. We are going to fight, keep fighting. He's super skinny now, man. Like, I'm waiting for him to be on the cover of Men's Health magazine, telling us how he lost the weight. Julius posing with a six-pack. They have one of those sexual headlines, how to EFF your lady right. 10 steps to get a body like Juju. There he is selling DVDs, making money, struggle aerobics. You can be just like me. I don't even think Julius knew that this was going to be his life. I mean, you know, starting in the ANC is a position that is powerful. You're at the top, you know, at the top of the food chain. As soon as you switch to an opposition party, you have to fight. You spend all of your time fighting. Julius wasn't ready for that. He didn't even realize how riled up his supporters were. Every day he was there. The EFF is going to fight. Are you ready? We're ready. What do you want to do? We want to march. Yes. Where are we marching to? To Pretoria. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why don't we get an Uber, guys? Yeah. Pretoria. Yeah. What a stressful life. Poor Julius, man. From tender to slender. I miss it. I watch Parliament now again. I went straight into it, watching the vote of no confidence. I was so stressed. I don't know about you, but I was so stressed. I was like, please, 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 please don't let Zuma go, please. Don't let Zuma go. My jokes, all of my jokes, please, please. Because I mean, I know I've got Donald Trump, but it's not the same, guys. It's not the same. I want Trump and I want Zuma in my life. I want balance. Balance. Because you see, the thing is, like, South African politicians, they're crazy and they're fun, right? But they're benign. They're not dangerous. It's just fun and games. You know, I'm going to watch Julius. He's going to be there having his vote of no confidence, busy causing chaos. I love that watch. I watch that in America all the time. I don't think you understand. I don't know how to explain it to Americans, but it's so much fun. It's just Julius up there causing chaos every single day. We are here today again. We are going to vote out a criminal. Guys are there. Out of air. Point of order. Point of order. Point of order, Honorable Malema. Point of order. You can't say that. Retract. Okay, I don't want to get kicked out. I retract. I am here because we want to kick out a crook. Honorable Malema, retract. Retract that, Honorable Malema. Retract it immediately. I retract. We want to kick out the Menemene. Honorable Malema. Honorable Malema, retract. Retract. Unconditionally. Okay, okay. I retract. Unconditionally. Here's my question. Why do they have to keep calling the person honorable when they're doing crazy shit? There's people punching and fighting in parliament. Honorable member, stop punching. Honorable member, don't swear. Like, is that the rule? You have to say honorable member for whatever it is? Yeah, a minister can be there shitting on top of the table. Honorable member, skakaka, hey. Honorable member, ukakaka mutafuleng. Honorable member, retract that feces now. Honorable member, retract that feces immediately. Retract that feces immediately, please. I retract. Unconditionally. I miss it so much. I enjoy it so much. You know? I mean, there's people who ask me all the time, they're like, Trevor, but Donald Trump, I mean, are you serious? He's crazy like the way you're telling us. You know, people say that to me all the time. And by the way, can I just say, I appreciate every single one of you that watches The Daily Show in South Africa. I appreciate that. You're one of the biggest parts of my success. People didn't believe it. People didn't expect it. They didn't even know. They were shocked. South Africa is the #1 largest market of Daily Show viewers outside of the United States. Americans didn't know what hit them. They were like, Trevor, I don't know if this is real, but we've got, apparently there are like millions of people watching in South, does that look right to you? It's like, what does that mean? No, I mean, like, I didn't know, like, do people have that many TVs? Is that like a, do you guys have TVs? TVs, we have DSTV. Dlala ngathi, ketchup. Full bouquets. Yeah. You don't understand how many stupid questions I still get people asking me. Trevor, so like coming from Africa, is it different for you? Is it like totally different? Have you guys got like animals in the streets running around? I'm like, guys, we don't have animals. Come on, man, what do you take us for? And then a few weeks after I had that fight, South Africa, you guys come and hold me back. Just after I fought with people telling them there's no animals in the streets, I see a headline from the Sunday Times, zebra blocking traffic on N1 highway. Now I have to go back. Okay, you see, sometimes, but not always, sometimes, there's animals.
Hey there, thanks for watching. Now, all I need you to do is click on that little circle on your screen. Yeah, that one. Oh, yeah, just like that. Hold on. Yeah, click. Nice.
I don't complain anymore.
I genuinely don't. Because I've learned you complain everywhere in the world. Like when you travel, you realize how many people complain everywhere in the world. South Africa seems like we're crashing until you go to other places and they seem like they're crashing. I went to the UK. You think the UK is having a fantastic time. South Africa's like, oh, that's my dream. That's my dream. That's my dream if I can just go to the UK. Oh, the UK. Oh, wonderful place. Oh, I just need to go there. The motherland. Oh, just to touch the ground of my home. Oh. So it's not that great. People in the UK are suffering. They're having their own poverty. Old people are dying because they can't put in their heaters during the winter. This is what's happening in the UK, the Great Britain. People are suffering all over the world. In America, they're complaining. They're going, there's racism at the highest level, segregation, black people being shot by police. People are complaining everywhere. I go, we have our problems. At least I understand them. At least I understand. I don't complain, I'm not saying people shouldn't complain. People will complain. Like white people will always complain. We know this, No, and this is because white people are good at complaining. You have it in your blood. You see it from white people. Like when they're born, they have it. Like white babies don't cry the same. Other babies are crying like, White babies are like, why? 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 White people have it in their blood. It's part of who white people are. And it's just the thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just a thing, White people are so good at complaining. They've got different techniques of complaining. It's not just one style of complaining. Some of them will complain on Facebook. Some of them will complain on 702. My favorite type of complaining white people do is the silent complaint. That's my favorite. The silent breathing complaint. That's the best one ever. Yeah. Where they just breathe out really hard. I love that. You see them everywhere just doing that. The best is it almost multiplies by more than what it is when two of them see each other. That's it, like it becomes a powerful thing. I don't even understand why do you breathe out your anger? That's all white people. That's why Cape Town is so windy. It's just so many white people at the same time. That's all it is. But I've learned people complain overseas. I understand, everyone complains. You know what I hate though? Is when someone complains about my country. I hate that more than anything in the world. Yeah, because you know what? There may be problems, but it's my country. As my mom always said, this is I'll solve it myself. That's how I work. Because I was in the UK and this guy, we had a conversation. Started nicely and then took a left turn. In the middle of the conversation, he goes, yeah, that's really interesting. But you know what your problem is, Trevor? You know what your problem is in South Africa, yeah? You know what your problem is? I said, no, but you'll tell me, won't you? So yeah, I'll tell you, Trevor. I'll tell you what your problem is. In South Africa, you've got too much crime. That's the problem. Too much bloody crime. Yeah. Crime and vuvuzelas. That's your problem. That's a crazy, he didn't even pause when he said crime and in the same sentence. Crime. He didn't walk away. He didn't go like, crime, that's the problem. Oh, you know what? And no, he went crime and vuvuzelas. Like in equal measure, these are the plagues of our nation. Like every day we battle crime and like mothers are seeing their children leave the house going, Temba, be careful of the crime. Nama vuvuzela, yezwa? Look after yourself, boy. It made it sound like every day in South Africa, people are getting shot randomly in the streets. They're like, hey! Crime and really? And vuvuzelas? When the hell did the vuvuzela become the most hated instrument in the world? I don't understand how this happened. I don't understand how we allowed this to happen as South Africans. We just bowed down to the world. They're like, oh, the vuvuzela horrible. We're like, we're sorry. So no, I will not. I stand up for my vuvuzela. You know why? We don't have a vuvuzela problem. We never had a vuvuzela problem. Because before 2010, there was no vuvuzela problem. After 2010, we haven't had a vuvuzela problem since, yeah. During the World Cup, we didn't have a vuvuzela problem. We had a foreigners blowing vuvuzela problem. That's what we had. In South Africa, we should have a thing where you have to have a license to blow vuvuzela. You can't just come here not knowing vuvuzela etiquette, blowing it randomly. The English fans, the Spanish fans, middle of the day, there they are, 9 a.m. What are you doing? It's so much fun. It's wrong. What are you doing? It's fun. But it's my dad's funeral. Yeah, but still, it lightens the mood, doesn't it? We'll miss him. Like, what the hell are you doing? These guys blew vuvuzela. Then the world was like, oh, South African vuvuzela. No, South African vuvuzela in the wrong hands. That's what it does. That's what it is. Vuvuzelas don't make noise. People with vuvuzelas make noise. It's the wrong people. You know who should be blowing vuvuzelas? Qualified, skilled practitioners. Chiefs and Pirates supporters. That's who should be blowing vuvuzelas. Because there's never a problem with them. You watch them at those games. You watch them. There's always one guy in the corner. One guy. A mysterious man. You don't know where he's from, know where he's going. He almost just pitches up in the stadium by himself. And there he is with his vuvuzela. He's got those little mining hats that they've designed. You know, his uniform is like the Pirates logo, but it's painted on his stomach. He doesn't wear a shirt. And you know those stomachs that are hard, but it doesn't look fat. It looks like it's full of confidence. And those guys stand there and they blow their vuvuzelas in the corner by themselves. It is the sexiest thing you've ever seen. That vuvuzela will speak to you. That guy's just there in the corner. It's so sexy. You watch that guy standing there looking like a Zulu Kenny G. He's just, oh. How are you gonna hate on the vuvuzela? That's the best instrument in the vuvuzela is us. That's the sound of Africa. That's, you know, that's what I picture out on the Serengeti. On one of those like National Geographic shows. David Attenborough commentating. And as you look out, far into the distance of the African bushveld, you can vaguely make out the silhouette of the South African vuvuzela. The male vuvuzela is a stunning creature. And it is mating season now. He has roamed for kilometers searching for the perfect mate. He has found her. The two vuvuzelas slowly begin the mating ritual. The female is impressed. She assumes the position as the male slowly mounts her and they begin procreation. The male is finished. He slowly moves away from the female. She seeks out for his approval and affection. He just wants to sleep. How are you gonna hate on the vuvuzela? I love that.
Hey there, thanks for watching. Now, all I need you to do is click on that little circle on your screen. Yeah, that one. Oh, yeah, just like that. Hold on.